The Book TV bus is traveling the country, visiting bookstores, libraries, festivals, and authors. Here are some of the people and places we visited.
We are here at the Kansas City Literary Festival with Deborah Rodriguez, author of Kabul Beauty School. What initially brought you to Kabul?
In the very beginning, I was on a disaster relief team. I trained at 9/11. Actually, I was deployed out to 9/11 after I trained from a disaster relief team. And that same team deployed out to Afghanistan. But I was absolutely useless there because I'm not medical. And so I wound up doing everybody's laundry and then started investigating the beauty salons. And that's what got me there.
Okay. What made you decide to leave medicine to start a beauty school?
Well, because I wasn't very good. I mean, I'm medical, I'm a hairdresser. I was just there to assist them. But, as a hairdresser, the medical industry was a little bit boring for me. I'd much rather be in a beauty shop.
And what were some of the hardships that you faced when setting up the beauty school?
Logistics, getting things. There was absolutely nothing in the country, and so everything had to be brought in. And, just how does a hairdresser know how to get a shipping container from America to Afghanistan? That was tricky. If I'd been military, it would have been a little bit easier. Working with no electricity, working with no hot water. There was a language barrier. Translations didn't translate from English to Dari very well. There was really a lot of challenges. It's one of those things that if you knew what you knew, you wouldn't have done it because you thought it's impossible. So, thank goodness I didn't know.
Tell us about some of the successes of the beauty school.
We've had some amazing women. We graduated about 190 women, and 90% of them are employed in some way. What you got to realize is about a beauty school is you can train women in all these careers of basket weaving or embroidery, tailoring. This is the one and only field in the country that is dominated by women only. Men can't take this profession over. They can't even walk into the building. So they're free. They can do it if they're pregnant, if they're married, if they're not married, if they're in their house, if they're out of their house. It's one of the best professions a woman literally can be in. And the bottom line is a wedding, just to get your wedding makeup and hair done. An average bride, not a rich bride, pays about $200. When the average income for an Afghan is $40 a month, a hairdresser can take in $200 for one bride. They make more money than doctors.
And how did you gather all the support for your beauty school?
The first person I called, I didn't know how to gather support. I looked at a Paul Mitchell shampoo bottle and I saw the 800 number and I literally called it. And I did this, hi, I'm Debbie Rodriguez and I need money and I need product. Can you help me? After about 500 people, I got a machine. And John Paul DeJoria called me up himself and says, what are you doing, Deb? What do you need? And he backed me from that point on. And then Vogue came into the picture, L'Oreal, Matrix, so many great companies did.
And what lessons did your students teach you?
How to be patient and how to work without electricity. And I actually married an Afghan, and my students decided to teach me how to be an Afghan wife. How long you can't talk to them when you're mad, and but they taught me courage. These women had been entrapped in their house some of them had not been out of the house for 8 years, and I think they taught me not to sweat the small stuff. And about how community is important, how family is important, and friends are important. And really, it's not about stuff because all of them had lost all their stuff. And they were happy, my mom's house burned down, and I'm crying over that. They said, did anybody die? I says, no. They says, then why are you crying? So they taught me amazing things, actually.
And what lessons can we take from the Kabul Beauty School?
That you don't have to be a person with a lot of initials behind your name in order to do something. Everybody can make a difference. Everybody can do something. You got to follow. My girlfriend says, Debbie, do what you do what you know. And I know how to do hair. I'm not a doctor. I know how to do hair, and that's what I did. And I just took what I know and I brought it to Afghanistan.
And how long did it take to write your memoir? What was that process like?
Well, I had been keeping a journal. I never planned on writing my memoir. I thought you need to be kind of really, really old in order to write a memoir. I never planned on writing it. I just kept a lot of notes. I didn't want to forget. It was more of my personal journal. And so it was through the 5 years. I wrote every day. And not with thinking I'm going to write a book one day. It was just because I didn't want to forget.
Is there a memory that stands out to you from your time at the Kabul Beauty School?
Yeah, we had this, the neighbor who actually were the people who kidnapped Clementina, the Italian aid worker. And I'll never forget when they had beat up my guard. And so I took my little secretary, she was so tiny, she wore these huge platform shoes. She came over to their house. I have a machine gun, she has a machine gun. We had no idea these were the bad guys, but us women, we were so mad that one of our male employees got beat up. You know, I think you kind of go insane over there a little bit. And here she is. She's about 4 foot, and she's just barking orders at these guys, and she had them arrested. And I'm just thinking, my goodness, you know, these women are not these little mousy wallflowers that you think they are. They're strong women, and they're just tired of the men bullying them.
We've been speaking with Deborah Rodriguez about her memoir, Kabul Beauty School, at the Kansas City Literary Festival. Thank you.
Thank you.
For more information about the Book TV Bus, visit our website at booktv.org/booktvbus.